the principle, which seeks equitable distribution of public positions, socio-economic amenities, and infrastructural facilities across the federating units, the visit by the executive chairman and some key officials of the commission became necessary. At the police recruitment center, candidates from within United States alone were screened.
The number of people we intend to interview are 9,600 plus.
For the Nigerian Army, Niger, Kwara, and Kogi states share a center.
The oral interview will have about 150 on the average per state, and we're expected to take from each state about 105.
It has not been easy.
Did anybody ask you to bring money?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
What before you got here?
No, nobody. The executive chairman, Federal Character Commission, who expressed satisfaction with the exercise, said other strategies have been evolved to ensure adherence at all levels of involvement.
They will not release results until we give them a certificate of compliance that they have done the exercise according to the Federal Character procedure and Federal Character principle.
The team earlier called on the Secretary to United States Government, Shehu Wadanyaya, to ascertain the level at which the state is involved in equitable distribution of the employments across its 25 local government areas. In Mina, Mongso Dati, NTA News.
Efforts are on to ensure that police personnel declare their assets to check corrupt practices. Acting Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris said this while addressing squadron officers at a 3-week course at Police Mobile College. Ela Oragu, Olabodarawa has details.
The visit to the training college is the first paid to any police formation since acting IGP Muhammad Idris assumed office. Speaking on his vision for the police force, he says corruption will be stamped out among police personnel, while an efficient, well-motivated, and combat-ready force will be trained to address challenges of crime and insurgency. He reiterates that the ban on deployment of mobile policemen to guard unauthorized individuals remains in place.
The Nigerian police force will be placed in a role in ensuring the stability of this country. And we can only do that through the strengthening of our special police units, who, through their training and orientation, are meant to tackle serious security situations in the country.
In his remarks, Osun State Governor Ralph Aregbesola notes that insecurity in the country is assuming a dangerous dimension. He charged the course participants to deploy their skills and competence to nip criminality in the bud, using proper intelligence.
The Acting Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has appointed Deputy Commissioner of Police Don Awuna as the new Force Public Relations Officer to replace ACP Olabisi Kolawole, who was the Force Public Relations Officer from August 2015 to June 2016. A statement from the Force headquarters indicates that DCP Don Awuna, who is a seasoned and thoroughbred officer, was the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Homicide Section of Force Criminal Investigation Intelligence Department, FCIID, Abuja. The outgoing Force PIO, ACP Olabisi Kolawole, urged the media and the public to extend maximum cooperation to the new spokesman, just as the new Force PRO promised to work to increase the tempo of good relationship between the police and the public, in line with the policy thrust of the Nigeria Police Force. You're watching NTA Nationwide. Is now time to join Lagos, where the Senate Committee on Trade visits Corporate Affairs Commission. This report and more with Jennifer as our guide. Hello, Jenny. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Ogechi. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. The management of the Corporate Affairs Commission has been challenged to engage in massive enlightenment of its clients on their duties after registering their companies. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Trade and Investment, Senator Fatimat Raji Rasaki, stated this when members of the committee visited the Lagos office of the Corporate Affairs Commission on Oversight Function. Tunde Saiki has details.
The Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, is saddled with the responsibility of registering and incorporating companies in Nigeria. It plays a vital role in the economic development of the country. Here in Lagos, it has 2 operational offices, one at Ikeja and the other at Marina. As one of the parastatals under the Ministry of Trade and Investment, members of the Senate Committee decided to undertake a first-hand assessment of the Lagos offices. Committee Chairman Senator Fatima Raju Rasaki stressed the need for staff of the corporation to be diligent and upright in their dealings, as investors are currently interested in establishing businesses in Nigeria.
We want the business climate to be conducive for investors to come in. This will assist the federal government to generate more revenue, that will assist the economy.
The Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Bello Mahmood, noted that since the establishment of the Lagos office in 2012, the center has continued to discharge its duties effectively in line with the 24-hour time frame stipulated for the registration of companies.
The file of your documents online. When you can file a document online or unload online, you don't have to come to CSC. So that you can have your, from the comfort of your house or your office, you can do start to finish.
The visitors also took their time to monitor and observe all the processes and procedures for the registration of a company. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
As part of efforts to reduce the menace of drug abuse among Nigerian youth, a public campaign has been held in Lagos by a non-governmental organization. This is to commemorate the 2016 United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking.
The public sensitization program was meant to tackle the issue of drug abuse that is affecting most Nigerian youths negatively. The roadshow started from Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere down to Ojuelegba, Mushin, Oshodi, and other parts of Lagos metropolis. Eze Anomnese, the organizer, urged government and individuals to support the fight against drug abuse in Nigeria.
The government make a strong law. Anybody selling it will be purely punished.
Dr. Bonjobola Abiri, in her lecture, advised parents to be vigilant in monitoring their children.
Many times our children want our love, they want our attention, and it's not just in money. To a child, love is spelled time.
Some members of the NGO spoke on the relevance of the awareness campaign.
Well, we have to spread it around, and then other people, other parents to know, and other youths to know the implications of drugs.
We want to let all these young boys to be themselves, you know. We want to let them that this drug they're taking is not good to their health.
The International Day Against Drug Abuse is observed globally every year to increase public awareness about the drug scourge and encourage governments at national and regional levels to introduce sustainable policies to discourage drug abuse, especially amongst the youths.
It was a celebration of great achievements by the St. Charles Borromeo Catholic Church, 1004 Victoria Island, Lagos, on the 30 years of its existence. The celebration was marked with a special Thanksgiving service in Lagos.
St. Charles Borromeo Catholic Church, 1004 Victoria Island, was inaugurated on the 14th of June 1986. The church, which celebrated its first Mass on the 22nd of June 1986 with 6 people in attendance, now has over 1,000 worshippers. The Catholic Archbishop of Lagos was represented by Right Reverend Monsignor John Aniagu, Vicar General of the Archdiocese of Lagos, urged the parishioners to continue to have faith in God and serve Him in truth and spirit.
Archbishop notes the tremendous progress that has taken place here in the past 3 decades, and he prays that the church will continue to grow from strength to strength.
The guest preacher, Reverend Father Peter Enyimison, urged Christians to always seek the holiness of life and to carry out the mission of Jesus Christ, which is evangelism. The parish priest, Reverend Father Debres Brinkson, said it is a celebration of God's goodness and protection of the Catholic Church community on Victoria Island.
We have to pray for responsibility from the top to bottom. All of us should work together for a better Nigeria.
The former Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Vincent Madoka, and the first Vice Chairman of the St. Charles Borromeo Catholic Church spoke to NTA News.
The Lord has been very kind and has watched and nurtured His church grow in this axis.
We have seen marked improvement in terms of spiritual growth and in terms of structure
The event was also used as a platform for the sent forth of the parish priest, Reverend Father Debris Stringson. And those are the top stories at this hour from Lagos. It's back to Ogechi in Abuja for more on nationwide news. Ogechi, over to you.
Thank you, Jennifer, there. Members of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly Committee on Works and Infrastructure said the development of critical infrastructure is in line with efforts to diversify the state's economy away from oil and gas. The committee members said this during an inspection of completed and ongoing projects as part of their oversight function. Paul Omukago reports.
Bayelsa State Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Lawrence Owijapo, led the House Committee members to inspect 11 projects. The Commissioner briefed the team at each project site, indicating commencement date and the expected time of completion. At the Bayelsa State International Cargo Airport site, the Commissioner and the project manager, Mr. Edwin Milling, updated the House Committee members on the 3.5-kilometer runway, apron, tarmac, control tower, fire bay, and the water project still under construction.
Clearly, the funds available for them to do this project is already in the bank. And we are not tampering with the fund. It's just between them and the bank. They come, justify the certificates they raise, we approve the certificates, and the bank releases the money to them. So in terms of funding, there will be no problem about that. So we are very sure that by the grace of God, November, we should be expecting the first plane to land.
Chairman House Committee on Works and other team members expressed delight at the quality and level of work done in all the projects inspected.
Of course, for emerging states, no states in the world can, in the true sense, attract tourism or other industries without an airport. No wonder the governor knew what he was doing.
I believe, by essence, if the opportunity to come to this side, they will give the judgment. But our concern, we have seen the fund that was made available for him was judiciously used.
I will encourage Bayelsans to come and look at this. For me, I got here and I've been speechless.
I must say that this project will open Bayelsa to other parts of Nigeria and also the sub-Sahara.
The helipad inside Government House, Governor's Office Complex, Government House Gate, and the car park, Quality Control Laboratory, and the Integrated Command and Control Security Center were among the projects inspected. Ejenegua, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
Nigerian Air Force to acquire 10 training aircrafts. Suleiman in the Kaduna Network Center has details of this and other reports from that zone. Suleiman, is over to you.
Thank you very much, Ogechi, and welcome to Kaduna. Minister of Youth and Sports Solomon Dalong has given the assurance that the 500 billion naira earmarked by the federal government to alleviate the economic hardship being faced by Nigerians and other social intervention programs will soon yield positive results. The minister was speaking when he was hosted by Sheikh Dahir Usman Bauchi to breaking of Ramadan fasts alongside other Christian clerics at his residence in Kaduna. Garba Muhammad Ta'ala completes this report.
The Minister of Youth and Sports, who led his entourage to the residence of Sheikh Dahir Usman Bauchi, noted that through social intervention programs being implemented by the federal government will soon start yielding positive impact on the lives of Nigerians.
The government voted 500 billion naira for social intervention. The social intervention is meant to address youth unemployment, women, and address the predicaments of displaced persons.
The minister emphasized the need for stronger, harmonious relationship between Muslims and Christians that dates back to the era of the Christian king of Abyssinia, and the need to continue sustaining the peaceful coexistence among adherents of the two religions.
It was proper for us to follow the old tradition of the relationship between Christianity and Islam.
On his part, Sheikh Dahir Usman Bauchi said the two religions preach peace as a way of life. Among the minister's entourage were both Christian and Muslim clerics. Prayers were offered for the progress of the country. In Kaduna, Garba Muhammad Ta'ala, NTA News.
The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, says the Nigerian Air Force will acquire 10 super trainer aircrafts for the training of Air Force personnel. Air Marshal Abubakar said this during
10 student pilots graduated and awarded with certificates. And away from the graduation, completed projects were inaugurated in the Nigerian Air Force Base, Kaduna, by the former military governor of Old Kaduna State, Air Vice Marshal Mukhtar Mohammed. They include Air Warrant Officer's House, blocks of 3-bedroom duplexes, road network, and a garden. In Kaduna, Muhammad Lawal Baba, NTA News.
The Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Boboy Oyemi, says the Corps will mobilize human and logistics to reduce traffic accidents on the nation's highways to the barest minimum. He stated this in a message to the flagging off of special operation along Kaduna-Abuja Highway. Ahmed Umar Kudan has the details.
The increasing cases of accidents along Kaduna-Abuja, Lagos-Ibadan and Benin-Onisha highways necessitates the need for embarking on a special operation aimed at ensuring that zero accident is recorded during this period. Corps Marshal Boboe Oyeyemi, represented by Assistant Corps Marshal Mary Wakawa, attributed most of the accidents recorded in the axis to overspeeding, overloading, and bad condition of tires.
We have to concentrate our resources and attention to an area that has posed a problem in road traffic crash. And this corridor, definitely without doubt, the rate of road traffic crash is generally high.
She advised the motoring public to observe all traffic rules so as to stay alive.
At this moment, we know that we are depending solely on the road for transportation. And if we don't take time, take care, and do the right thing, definitely the losses is unquantifiable and development is also retarded.
The Zonal Commanding Officer, Kaduna Zone, Assistant Corps Marshal Bulus Darwang, solicited the support of other stakeholders to make the road safe. In Kaduna, Ahmad Umar Kudan, NT News.
And with that report, it's back to you, Paul, for more on the Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Yes, commercial break now. When we come back. Hello. Nationwide continues shortly. Do stay with us.
Explosion or gunshots of an active shooter. That might be a terror attack. At such times, always remember 3 action words. Run, hide, report. Don't try to run towards the terror scene to save the situation, because there might be a second bomb blast or another attack. Run far away and take cover. Make sure you are safe first. Yes, it is in our nature to sympathize over the hurt, but remember, only trained personnel can help in such situations. When in a secured environment, promptly call relevant authorities and help will come. For anonymous reporting, call 09630-3250-5 or 0813-2222-106. If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
With enormous passion to ensure the health and well-being of Nigerian women and children and alleviate the suffering of the less privileged, wife of the President, Her Excellency, Aisha Muhammad Buhari's Future Assured project has embarked on continuous visits and donations to orphanages, schools, internally displaced people's camps, provision of free medical screening and treatment for women and children, providing educational support, as well as seeking national and international partnerships.
Future Assured, leading the way to a brighter future.
Creating a brighter tomorrow.
With Future Assured, we can create a better future for our women and children.
Support the cause and let's lift our nation to greater heights. For more inquiries, visit www.futureassured.org.ng. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
What?
What are you doing?
Stop! Stop!
There you go.
Yay, Indomie!
Special in your way.
It's me! Like no other.
No one can do like you.
It's me! Like no other.
United States.
amazing moms who identify and nurture the uniqueness in our kids. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
The humanitarian crisis in the Northeast, yet a dominant feature in Nigeria's integration program. This is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, informative, interactive and engaging. Don't be told. Join us.
Are you desirous of learning the art of reporting? Are you a newcomer into the field of television journalism? Do you want to excel in the reportage of specialized areas of human endeavor? Come and learn the skills of reporting from the judiciary, conflict zones, sports, business, public emergencies and natural disasters in such a way as to connect to the viewing public. The course will teach you the ways to write and handle stories dealing with peculiar situations. The NTA Television Colleges is organizing a 4-week course on specialized reporting for media practitioners in both the private and public sectors. Date 4th to 29th July 2016. Venue NTA College Jos. Fee 100,000 naira per participant, covering tuition and accommodation. It is a course you cannot afford to miss. NTA Television College, training you to be the best you can be.
Always, we have lived together as brothers and sisters since long time in Muriva, without no mind that we are spoken different languages and celebration our cultural and diversity. No bombing, no cultism, no kidnapping. Nowadays, our children are trampoline to cultists. Today, we are suspicion one another. All this notorious behavior have scattered all over Nigeria. When are you going to change? More. When are you going to stop? Terrorism are unwanted visitors. Kidnapping are criminal. Cultism are barbaric. Do not destroy this country, oh. Our country, Nigeria, are blessed, oh. Are you see what I'm saying? Support Nigerian police force in their civil war against terror, kidnapping and cultism. Report any bad move around you. See and does not talk, I kill old age. And to hear and does not behavior, I kill small pikin. All of us have the duty of building Nigeria free of crime. That are our dream.
This message is from the Nigeria Police Force.
We are here to serve, and indeed, Nigerians will get the service they have longed for and which they rightly deserve.
The leader today that we have in Nigeria is one the world has been waiting for. Nigeria is seen in a new and a different, very positive light.
With what President Muhammadu Buhari is doing, our economy will be strong and resilient to withstand the shocks.
He wants the best for this nation. We want the best for this nation. Our aspirations should be to put this country first, and together we shall make progress.
If we don't believe in our own country, nobody will believe in our own country. So we must make sure that we continue with the trajectory. We don't want to make a mistake of the past.
This president has a singular opportunity to make that difference because the whole country is behind him.
And by the grace of Almighty God and the sheer will and determination of the Nigerian people, we will come out stronger and more united than ever.
We're glad to know you are still watching. The Independent Democrats Party, ID, says it is ready to organize free, fair and just primaries to produce the party's candidate in the forthcoming Edo State governorship election. National chairman of the party, Edozie Mado, stated this at the media briefing in Abuja. He said the party, which has close to 3 million members, has put every machinery on ground to forestall any initial disagreement and complaints, having understood that enforcing candidates on members other than following democratic rules undermines the fortunes of a political party at elections.
You know what parties do is sit down in Abuja and decide who the candidate is. And that's exactly what we are preaching against. There will be free and fair primaries in Edo. We have a very strong structure in Edo State. and the membership is increasing every second, every minute. So it's going to be a fair deal. The Electoral Act is very clear on that. It ends on the 4th of July. That is the day we are conducting our primaries.
We are going to Benin to conduct a very free, fair, and just election that will be acceptable both to the parties and even the international community.
Abdullahi Musa Sileja reports that the chairman promised that if voted into office, the party will consolidate on the achievement so far recorded by the present administration in the state. Nigeria's statisticians have been urged to be more dynamic and effective in their profession in order to assist both private and public service in planning. Director of National Mathematical Center, Abuja, Professor Sholarin, stated this at the end of a one-day week workshop on fundamental statistical skill for postgraduate research organized by the School of Statistics of the National Mathematical Center, Abuja. Abdullahi Musa Sileja again completes the report.
Department of Planning, Research and Statistics is mostly found in public and private organizations, which is a strategic area that plans how well such establishments should operate. Professor Sholarin says no meaningful development can be achieved without data, which is what statistics use to analyze and interpret to bring about good output.
The simplest way to start measuring, you cannot measure, you cannot improve. So you must find a way of introducing measurement. And the easiest way to start introducing measurement is go or no go. Statisticians will know that.
Coordinator of the program in the center, Professor Fumulayo Soporu, noted that the workshop is imperative in view of the present advancement of technology the world is going through.
I was able to learn the R, which is sort of new to us because there's more of practical.
Outside the R, expose us to other aspects of research. Ideas are changing, procedures are changing. The old statistical procedures may no longer have the current data because most data are now digital.
In Abuja, Abdullahi Musa Sileja, NTA News.
Well, let's now join Ibadan Network Center for details as former President Olusegun Obasanjo hosts Nolge's National Executives. Kemi is our guide from there. Hello, Kemi. Take it away.
Ogechi, good afternoon and welcome to Ibadan. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has condemned the alleged bastardization of local government administrative system by state governments across the country. Chief Obasanjo made the remark while hosting the national president of Union of Local Government Employees, Ibrahim Khalil, and his team in Abeokuta. Correspondent Anthony Gandono reports.
Chief Olusegun Obasanjo expressed sadness over the rate at which state authorities are bastardizing and destroying the local government councils.
And to our lawmakers, both at the national level and at the state level, to observe the
women in Ibadan. Bola Ogulano has the report.
According to Islamic preachers and scholars, the last 10 days of Ramadan offer more reward for every good deed to fellow Muslims, especially the needy. Thus perhaps prompted the wife of the president, Aisha Mamadu
village during and after the month of Ramadan. They call on the staff and management of the Nigerian Television Authority not to relent in organizing such lecture during the month of Ramadan. From Oyo, Funke Amali, NTA News.
A workshop on diversification of the nation's economy
of the Commission issued certificates to operators who have met the requirements. Kunle Adeya reports.
Mr. Samuel Egwatu, who represented the state commandant, said only 12 out of 52 that applied could be certified owing to what he described.
Today are no longer the prisons of yesterday. These are real places for reform, real places for correction.
We are admitting them back into the society, and then we don't stop at that. We also do some follow-up.
Some of the inmates will gain freedom after the visitors met with their conditions to pay the
Milis. In Birnin Kebbi, Nuratan Kwakili, NTA News.
Orphans, physically challenged and other less privileged in Kebbi State have benefited from the Ramadan assistance of wife of the president, Hajia Aisha Buhari. 112 groups of 10 persons each benefited from the gesture in the state. Once again, Nuratan Kwakili has the report.
Sorted items distributed include bags of rice, cartons of spaghetti pasta, sugar, milk, salt, and clothes, among others. The wife of the president, who was represented, said the package was to cushion the effect of current economic challenges on the less privileged. She urged women to take advantage of various initiatives of the federal government to better their lots. The wife of Kebbi State Governor Dr. Zainab Atiku Bagudu thanked the wife of the president for the gesture and assured the support of Kebbi State government to the federal government. Dr. Zainab Bagudu said the state government will continue to provide platforms for women to realize their potentials. The permanent secretary, Kebbi State Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Hajiya Rafa'atu Garba Hamani, said the assistance is in line with the ministry's drive to better the loss of less privileged. She also lauded the foresight of the wife of the president for assisting the needy and the less privileged. Some of the beneficiaries expressed appreciation about the gesture. In Birnin Kebbi, Nuratan Kwakili, NTA News.
And that's it from here. It's back to Ogeti. Good afternoon.
Thank you. And now to global tidbits. Brexit tops agenda as Germany, France and Italy meet in Berlin. This and more on global tidbits with Gabriel Odu.
The German government said there will be no negotiations before UK finally exits the European Union. Meanwhile, the leaders of Germany, France, and Italy have met to calm tensions in the markets to help stabilize talks and the pound. In the Middle East, Israel and Turkey have ended hostilities over a 6-year rift that witnessed killing by Israeli troops of 10 Turkish activists. Reports say Israel is to pay $20 million each as compensation to the deceased families. From Addis Ababa, the remains of 19 Ethiopian migrants who suffocated to death in a container in the Democratic Republic of Congo last week have been brought home. Reports say the youngsters were among 95 people crammed in a container together with fish and granules. That's Global Tidbits. Gabriel Udu, NTA News.
And in sports, Ayimba International Football Club in CAF Champions League tie in Pretoria, South Africa, as some Argentine players consider retirement from international football. Amanzi Marcos reports.
Ayimba International Football Club of Nigeria say they have put behind their opening day loss to Zamalek and are ready to win their second Group B match away to Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa in the CAF Champions League on Wednesday. Speaking to correspondent James Oparao Kocha, players and officials called on Nigerians to pray for their victory. Tuesday and Wednesday are rest days at the ongoing European Football Championship in France. Poland plays Portugal on Thursday, while Friday's clash pitches Wales against Belgium in the last match of the round of 16. World Player of the Year Lionel Messi has quit international football after Argentina lost the Copa America final match to Chile, with the captain Messi missing in a penalty shootout, the fourth major final loss in 9 years for the Argentines. The Barcelona forward made his Argentina debut in 2005 with 113 appearances and a record 55 goals. Reports indicate about 7 Argentine players are considering retirement. The final of the Copa America itself was a repeat of the 2015 edition, as Chile won the trophy 4-2 on penalties after a goalless 120 minutes of football.
Silva scores! And for a second successive year, Claudio Bravo receives the trophy. And for a second successive year, it belongs to Chile.